ones I lost months ago. But anyway, great. It was beautiful, Coach. The beach was absolutely beautiful. My beach doesn't have palm trees, but it has everything else other beaches have. So it's wonderful.
Cherrilynn, I
Thank
hate to
you for
disappoint you, but
asking.
I have an agent, an operative in your area that plants those marbles on the beach every night so that you can find
Thank
them.
you. Well, tell them
Yes.
that I want to know where they get the old marbles that are hand blown, the ones that I find, the hand blown marbles.
Most of
I
the
mean, those,
marbles that they place there are the ones that they've lost.
yeah, yeah.
Your beach walking precedes you recently have taken on sort of a health kick, haven't you? Walking and measuring the number of steps. So get your little app out right now and tell me how many steps you've taken today.
Today it's only been 3,000.
Oh,
Yesterday
that's
was
very disappointing, Cherrilynn.
yesterday was well, my goal, Coach, is almost 10,000 a day because my husband and I are doing a keto diet, and we were doing a plan, and he lost like almost 40 pounds. I haven't gotten on the scale, but I've lost almost two and a half sizes, almost three sizes. And I want to keep it off, and I want to keep walking, and I'm feeling healthier. My husband actually had a compliment for me today. He came down to the beach to get me, and I was running up to the car, and he said, "Boy, I can see the muscles in your legs when you run." I'm like, "Good, because I don't want flabby legs. I want to get healthy." Because, you know, well, I was talking with Jake McCandless, who's been on here
Hmm.
before,
Hmm.
and we have a program called Talking Stand Firm, and it goes live every Friday. And we had some end time experts on, and everybody's thinking they're going to tell us how many MREs we need and how much water we need and how to sanitize our water and all this stuff. Well, this gentleman from the Army said to us, the thing you need the most is your health. You need to be in shape.
And Shay,
And I know you just ran 1.5 miles. And what do you do? 80 push ups? How many push
I
ups do you
do
do?
80 push-ups every day.
Why
Or
80? Why the number 80?
well, it's my age. I started no
You look really good for 80. I want that.
that's why I overstate my age anytime I'm asked. It started out when I first started, I could barely do 20, and the way I disciplined myself to do this is say every time you go to the restroom, you have to do push-ups. You have to earn the right.
Oh, that's wonderful
Right.
because as you get older, you go to the restroom more. My
Eh,
husband just walked
yeah,
in, and I don't think he
I'm
realizes I'm recording. Honey, I'm recording.
I'm a
Just
male
hey,
over
we're live.
age 60, and I'm taking a diuretic to control blood pressure. So that means I love
Mm.
coffee. So uh, yeah, so you have to earn the right. So whatever you set up a little reward system. So you want to go to the restroom. Well, okay, just as soon as you do your push-ups, you can do that.
I can't. If I gotta go, I gotta go. I'm not doing push-ups. I digress. We can change the subject.
But anyway, so my goal was to do as many for as my age. So I eventually and I kept increasing it by one every week. Every week I increased it by one. So 20,
Mm.
21, 22, 23, and then a couple of months later you're at 64, and then I just said, you know what, I can do 80.
Awesome,
And
awesome.
it,
So
it
I'm gonna start at 40.
you
40
can't do you
something.
can't do 40 when
You
you
know, the
start.
most male push-ups I've ever done was 50, and that's when I went through air crew school in the Navy. And a lot of guys couldn't do 50 men
No,
push-ups, and I did. I did
no,
50 men's push-ups.
yeah.
I probably could do maybe 10 now. That's still good.
Well, it doesn't matter where you start. And in fact, I wanted to rebuke you because somebody said they were doing something, and I saw this on Facebook or somewhere.
Rebuke me.
Yeah, I didn't want to jump in and make a comment, because that would be
Oh,
kind of
okay.
rude. But I did want to tell you, your answer to them sounded like encouragement, and it was encouragement. It was, just do what you can. Well,
Oh,
folks,
yes, yes, yes.
I hate to tell you, this coach is never going to offer that kind of advice because if you
Right,
just
right,
say do
right.
what you can, they won't be able to do much. You have to decide in advance what you're going to do. Now, on the other hand, if someone's just beginning, what we do is say just do what you can. Just do what you
Right.
can. But of course, we're measuring that to establish a baseline. And once we establish the baseline, then we say, you know what, you have to do. And for me, I don't care that much more. I don't. It doesn't matter. Just that much more
Well,
every
that's
day.
what I was doing 7,000 steps, and I said, let me up it to 10. And it was funny because I was spending the night at Rachel's this past weekend. We went to see, it was just phenomenal, the
Oh,
400
oh,
year
yeah.
celebration.
Tell me
Uh,
about that. Let's get off the exercise. I'm tired. I'm
yeah.
already just.
Well, I want to tell you the funny story too, but we were celebrating 400 years that the Pilgrims landed in the first Thanksgiving. So we came home and I still needed like 4,000, almost 4,000 steps. And Rachel said, well, I have to do laundry. I walked around her house. I said, oh, Rachel, I'll do 7,000 today. I walked around her house and I did 10,000 steps, the rest of them. I
Oh,
was going 10,000 by 10, 10,000 by 10. So I had 10,000 steps by 10 p.m.
she must have a very large house.
Well, yeah, I was going, yeah. But anyway, let me tell you, this weekend, Saturday, we prayed for 3 hours with local pastors. Some Native Americans came from Arizona, New Mexico, and there was a just a reconciliation and an apology from the pastors in that area to the Native Americans. And it was just we got on many people got on their knees and we prayed and asked God to heal our land, repented, heal our land. I mean, if you want to go to Cherrilynn Bisbano, Cherrilynn Ryerson Bisbano on Facebook, Cherrilynn Ryerson Bisbano, you could see some of the pictures. I
Hmm.
was so honored to take pictures with some of my Native American brothers. I have to do the research, but supposedly came over on the Mayflower. And I do believe that our family came over on the Mayflower. It was just a weekend of it was spiritually high, I can say. And then Sunday, we attended a Pilgrim's Progress. The Pilgrims marched from their camp up to where we were and had a church service around 2 in the afternoon. Yeah, and we got to see what the Pilgrims did back then. And then, oh, what's his name?
Yeah, Kirk Cameron.
No, no, the other guy. Hold on. Kirk Cameron came out after, but I'll tell you 1 second. Give me a second.
This was the warm up act for Kirk Cameron. It's,
Yes, the warm up act. But he's the one that helped Kirk um with the Marshall Foster. Marshall Foster wrote a lot of books. He's an historian, and he was just fantastic. Well, and then Kirk Cameron came out, and what a humble guy, humble,
mhm.
heartwarming. He just gave us a challenge to get back to the roots of our country, get back to God, and have campfires. He wants to initiate campfires, at least 1,000 campfires in 1,000 communities around the
Hmm.
United States.
Hmm.
So, when everybody wanted pictures with Kirk Cameron, I could care less. I can sit down with him for 1,000 years in heaven and talk to him if I really want to. Um, but I went and talked to Marshall Foster, and we got to talking about my husband and I moving to North Carolina, and he prayed over me. And he prayed over my husband because I told him I really love what's going on in North Carolina with the lieutenant governor,
Hmm.
Robinson.
Hmm.
And I jokingly said, but I've been saying this to Doug Carter and other of my friends, I would love to campaign for Robinson because I wholeheartedly believe what he's doing down there in North Carolina. So my husband and I are in the process of, there's so much going on, coach. My husband and I are in the process of job applications with a corporation. It's a nonprofit, I should say, a Christian nonprofit called Apartment Life.
Hmm.
And what Apartment Life does is places Christians in apartment communities. And these apartment communities actually invite Apartment Life in to set up communities and events and like the welcome wagon, and it's like the party planner for the community. and and you get to stay in the apartment dirt cheap, but you promote the apartment
Right.
life
But you're
living, the
working. Yeah.
community. And my husband and I have applied. We wanted Asheville area. They don't have anything in Asheville, but they had Charlotte. So we're pretty much, we have this Tuesday we'll have um, another interview with the local Charlotte people. We have a church that we want to work with. It's called Fire Church. My friend Taylor McDonald goes there. And it's a church that just is all about community and all about outreach. So we may be moving to North Carolina pretty soon. Don't know. It's all in God's hands. Everything's up in the air right now, like my rockets over here, the rockets that are everybody's left. But yeah, we're just so excited. We want to move. We've been praying about moving. I've been praying about moving for almost 5 years. My husband just started praying about it over the last year, and he's really excited about the move south. And there's so many reasons we want to move south, not just because my son is there, but many others. But I digress. We can talk about those another time.
Well,
But anyway, boy, I just went from the Mayflower to apartment life and covered half of the United States.
yeah, but you walk 10,000 steps a day. So I mean, folks. By the way, this is a recorded edition. Cherrilynn likes to record this early in the day. So when she said she's only taken 3,000 steps, now we don't know what time, or we do, Cherrilynn and I, but that may be kept a secret. For all you know, it could be 8:30 in the morning. You don't know. So
No,
whether
it's
she makes
5:30 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time. Maybe I'll try to do more steps. I was thinking of going for another walk. My walk on the beach was cut short by a bathroom break, so maybe I'll go try to do the
well,
rest of my steps.
then give me 20 push-ups. If you're gonna,
I'll give you 20 push-ups. I'll do 20 female push-ups,
uh,
not male
I
push-ups.
don't. I yeah, I won't even
Well,
go
my
there.
arms are getting a little bit stronger. I'm actually getting muscles.
Okay. When you're sore, that's a good sign. That
Yes.
means new muscle development is impending. Okay, because
Well, I'm
uh,
sore.
the I guess we talk about this stuff as if it doesn't matter spiritually. It does. Okay, there's a
It
lesson
does.
here. First of all, there are plenty of biblical references to keeping your mind and body in good condition. But the point I would like to make, or the lesson that I've learned, that I reflect upon in real life, is, folks, to build muscle tissue, you must first tear it down. I wish I had a better answer for you, but you literally, your body is an adaptive organ. It's well engineered. I
Mm-hmm.
spoke with the engineer this morning, and basically you tear muscle tissue down, and the body reacts by building more back. Did you know a broken bone heals stronger than the bone was before it was broken? Did you know that?
No.
Yes, it
No,
does. The body is a very adaptive organ. It's a system of pulleys and levers. And
Good thing we evolved, Coach. I mean, we're still evolving. Sorry, that's a whole
well,
other conversation.
you may be. Oh, and you mentioned that you believe you are descendants of the Mayflower. I am a descendant of the Ark, Noah's Ark. Uh,
Oh, I am too. I am too. I am too.
I
So
that doesn't make me very special, but nonetheless, it is
I'm a
no.
descendant from Ham. Can you tell?
Hmm. Well, you ham it up all the time, that's for sure.
I just love having fun. Doesn't matter what's going on in my life. I love to laugh. I do.
Well, it's good. And
It's
because,
good.
well, and while the shine don't whine, well, it kind of went away. But um, adversity. My point is to experience something good, you probably have to experience something negative first. Okay, there has to be a struggle to be a victory.
Right. I
The
mean,
view
that's
from the
just,
top is only
yeah.
possible because of the struggle of the climb to the top.
And you think about, I mean, if you want to go into, the way God did things, I mean, a seed is in the dark, it's in the ground, and it struggles until it breaks free, and then reaches reaches toward the sun and becomes a beautiful flower or whatever. But
Except
anyway,
the ones the birds eat.
yeah.
Oh, and I feel so bad. My wife and I washed the house over the weekend. That was her idea, not mine. And you spray it down with this chlorine mixture. Well,
Hmm.
now all the plants are dying.
Aww.
I mean, uh, I
Aww.
said all the leaves are falling off the plants, and I thought, well, it is fall. It's kind of approaching, but the leaves are green, so that's not good. So we killed a bunch of plants
Aww.
with chlor. That's
So I wanted, before we go, you mentioned you wanted to talk about vine words. I mean, we're talking about things that grow.
Oh gosh, it's 17 minutes in. Okay, yes,
We can,
you have an announcement.
well, you reminded me, and we have Diane Cuneo asked me last week if I wanted to join Vine Words. And we have Ben, who's part of it. Vine Words is a site that has devotions and some other things, and I will be writing devotions. She said, how would you like to do 2 or 3? So I went from 3 to doing one a month,
Hmm.
because I love to write devotions. But what I'm going to start in January, and my first devotion is going to be about rebels.
What would you know about that topic?
I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel at heart. I don't like following the mainstream Christian. I follow the Lord. I don't follow what everybody else is doing. I follow the Lord. And that's why I'm a rebel at heart. I don't jump on the bandwagon everybody else is jumping on. I'm like, Lord, if you want me to do something else, I'm going to do that. So, and, John the Baptist was a rebel, and Isaiah was a rebel. And you think there's so many rebels in the Bible. So I'm going to talk about that, my first one. And then I'm going to go into the 9 fruit of the Spirit. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down what each word means in the Old Testament and the New Testament, give examples, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, all that stuff.
All right, well, that's
And then
almost
I'm
a
going to,
year's worth right there.
yeah, and then that's 9. And then Thanksgiving and Christmas. But I am just so blessed and honored to be part of the Vine Words team, because their desire is to encourage and educate and equip Christians, and that's what I want to do. And that's what I want to do. So I'm very excited about that. God is just doing some really cool things, really, really cool things. And I get to help one of our other PJ Net team members get their book out. It's been it's been a spiritual battle, so everybody please pray for our brother Doug, pray for me, pray for Joyce, because you know the topic. Most of you know the topic, and the evil one doesn't want that to get out. Doesn't
I
want.
I saw that Joyce posted that Sassafras on Main is open.
Yes, October 5th. Yes.
I thought it was going to open.
Nope, it's open now. They were
Oh,
going to open earlier,
okay.
but they could be. Hey, we're in a spiritual battle. There was a lot of stuff going on. So,
I can only imagine. Let me commend you for becoming part of the VineWords.net
thank you.
team.
Praise God.
I refer to them as a team. Okay, there's a lot of
It's a
groups
team.
out there, Cherrilynn. A lot of groups out
Yes.
there. A group is not the same thing as a team. Okay, a group
Amen.
simply
Amen.
occupies a place at the same time, but a team has a leader, and a team has a purpose, and a team works together in that purpose. There are so many groups, and many of them have merit. Not saying they
Mhm.
don't, but VineWords.net is different because see, that is a group that has actually produced a book.
Yes.
Love
Yes.
Knots.
Love Knots. I
How,
actually
how,
endorsed that book. I
oh yeah.
endorsed that book. She wanted me to be part of the next one. I said, I'm writing in hopes that my book proposal for my next book gets picked up. So I'm just writing
Mhm.
and not, I said, you know what? I'd love maybe another time, but not this next book.
Yeah.
But the team is phenomenal. They really are. They're so loving and kind. They make me feel at home. And I haven't even written anything for them yet.
Well, the membership, the dues come in. Yeah, but congratulations, Cherrilynn, and Diane
Thank you.
Cuneo is a
I
dear
love
sister in
Diane.
Christ. I've
I love
had many
her.
conversations with her, and she is a very humble but yet very capable leader. And
Mhm.
you may think, oh, well, what's the big deal? Well, let me tell you something from experience. Leading a group of volunteers is far more difficult than leading a group of employees.
Oh, I know. I've
Far
done
more.
both. I've
Yes.
done both. It
Far
is.
more challenging as a manager to manage
Yes, it is.
volunteers than it is managing staff. Because if it's staff, you know the deal. Do what I say or get fired. Now, we don't say it that way. We usually use a little bit more tact. But the
Mhm.
underlying truth is assumed. Everybody knows if you work for somebody, you do what they say.
Yep.
And they pay you. You do what they say. Pay me. They do what you say. Pay me. And but I'm very impressed with Diane's leadership in keeping that group. And it's like herding cats too, trying to get everybody together.
Yeah.
And and sometimes it's more like trying to baptize a cat. They-
Yes. When is she coming back on? Is she coming back on?
I haven't actually. I did talk to her, I believe, this week, and she and Lisa are going to come on
Yes.
together. Lisa Simmons,
Yay.
and
Yay.
they're going to come on, and we don't have it scheduled, but we certainly are in the planning stages of that, and
I
that'll
was
be
supposed to
something
see
special.
Diane. On my last trip, I was supposed to see Diane. It just didn't work out. But
Didn't
if
work
I
out.
move to North Carolina, she's going to be one of the first people I go visit.
There we go. Um, we have but a moment left. Closing comments before we wrap it up.
I just want to tell everybody, I hope, my brother and his wife, I don't know if he wants me to mention him, they've been fighting some battles, physical battles and stuff, but I love you and I'm praying for you, and you're covered in prayer, my dear friend, sir, and everybody else. I'm just so happy to be part of the PJ Net family. I mean, I just love everybody.
Well,
It's an honor. And if you're watching, and if you've never gone to the the room, the okay, help me, Coach.
pjnet.tv, the chat room. It's the best kept
The
secret
chat
on the
room,
internet.
yes. Okay, see, told you. It's not even 6 o'clock. Go to the chat room. Let people love on you. Let people pray for you, because this is a phenomenal community. And come to our meeting, our conference in January. Tell them all about it, Coach.
Okay, January 15th. We're out of time. Cherrilynn, hey, thanks for sharing. You are a wonderful member of the PJNet family that is, in fact, a team. And thanks for the shout out. We'll see it. We'll probably see you tonight in the chat room since we're recording.
Oh, I'll be there.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Cherrilynn. Okay, I think the camera is out of aim. There you see a close-up of keyboards and mixers and monitors and cameras and all kinds of stuff. Have no idea what happened there. But anyway, there we go. Folks, it's always wonderful having Cherrilynn join us. And shout out to her. She had some standby material that we had recorded earlier that we just kind of had on file in case we ever needed it. And boy, the other night we sure did need it, and we were able to bring that to you on short notice. But she comes to visit, and it's always a blessing. Folks, before I leave you, we have J.D. Winninger coming up next at the bottom of the hour. And before he shows up, can you ask yourself two questions? First is, what is the boldest thing that you've ever done for Jesus Christ? And the second one is, how long ago was it? You see, if we're going to shine instead of whine, we had best not be satisfied with either answer.